That countdown. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Different Views podcast. Back with another episode. Good discussion topic today. Um, Last video we talked about people and being a product of their environment. We got some feedback from some people in comments and on our social media pages, and we had some discussions with people and talking about people being a product of their environment and how that determines or impacts the success or failure that people have. Um, I know we specifically had a couple comments that said they do believe that people are a product of their environment, which I agree. And I think you said you agree, right? That people are a product of their environment. Yeah. So we all agree, but I feel like every comment that we had and every person or discussion that was brought up was similar or the same as far as, yes, people are a product of their environment, but it's not an excuse for people to not have success, or it's not an excuse for people's failures, because everybody has a choice to go above or beyond their environment, or they have a choice to not and go below their environment and fall victim to their environment if it's a bad environment. Um, with that being said, let's dive into talking about success, and bringing just awareness to the different types of success. Everybody has a different definition of success. What is your definition of success?
It's funny because I feel like every time I achieve success, it's like I think I achieved it, but it's like no, that's not it. But
Mm-hmm.
really, when it comes down to it, I think success is just like accomplishing goals. But the
Yeah,
reason I said that was because every time I reach a goal, it's like I'm not
yeah,
satisfied. But I think that's kind of
yeah,
like the point of goals and success. But it's like I reach a goal or whatever I'm working towards, and it'd be like, okay, I got it. And it'd be like, damn, that's it. So it's like another goal happens, and it's like the goals get bigger and things get harder for me. So
yeah,
success really is just accomplishing the goals that you have. In my eyes, that's what I think.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, we like-minded people. That's why we always talking about everything. I feel like everybody has a different definition of success, but I agree that success is just accomplishment of goals, and I feel like everybody has different goals, so that's why everybody has a different definition of success. I feel like success overall, the definition is just being happy. Um, Whatever you're happy with accomplishing or whatever in life. It could be having money, it could be having cars, clothes, material things. It could just be having peace, having a family, being a good person, anything that could be success. So it's just having happiness, I feel like. Let's talk about different things that come with success. Obviously, we've both had our success and our failures. But I feel like people don't really dive into a lot of what comes with success. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to be having money or having fame or reaching all these goals. But I feel like it's a lot of shit that comes with success, no matter if it's fame or being a person with a lot of money or just getting success or achieving a goal or leveling up from the environment that you were in before. Um, it doesn't matter how much success you have. I feel like any little bit of success, it comes with some problems. Like more money, more problems. It's not cliche. That shit is real. I think more success, more problems, because the more success you have, the more haters you're gonna have for sure. So let's dive into that. Um, so I got a question for you. Like, do you feel like you've had uh problems with like more haters as you got more successful or
Um,
achieved your goals or leveled up?
and it's like I'm nowhere near where I want to be at all. I still feel like I'm in that preparation of and just on the journey because and of course we said the success never stops. But I feel like I'm just in the beginning of stages of just getting a taste of success. But yeah, when I first started training, I would seek guidance from so many people back home, just trying to
Yeah,
man, I'm doing this. What you think about this? And it was I was getting so much I don't even want to say hatred. I'm gonna just say like negativity, just negative feedback. Like,
Yeah.
oh, don't do it, or man, you doing that? Like, and it was like
Yeah.
crazy because it was like from people like I wouldn't expect it from. And then
Shit, that's hating.
even yeah, so it's like, but that's why I didn't even want to
Even
say.
if it ain't
like,
intentional. I mean,
yeah,
some people
like
hate on accident. They don't even be knowing.
yeah, and not even knowing like just by the words or their facial expression or remarks they might get back. So it's like when
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, like I thought she was gonna be happy for me. So it's like, all right, bet. So then I stopped telling people. But it's crazy because like when I first started training, I didn't tell nobody. The first person I told was Chop, and I told Chop
Yeah.
through like message because you know like how his situation was. So like he was the first person I told. So I told him. And then as you know, I started getting out because I was training. Like people started knowing, and it was like, bro, I was getting like so much like negativity from like so many people. And like even once I started accomplishing goals, like getting the job at Akron, and just different little achievements of just training so many kids and so many little different gigs I was getting, it was like I was still getting negative feedback. And it's like, damn, like I'm growing and I'm still getting negative. Like, but I just realized it just comes with it. And realize too, like people do like project their fears on you, like because they couldn't do something, like, because they were too scared to do something, like they were really like put that on you. And I didn't believe that. And I heard it like multiple times from like different, like, you know, I think I heard it from like Nipsey a couple times, but like I was just like, nah. But it's like that's true. Like people do project their fears on you, so you can't take everything personal that people say. You can't take nothing really personal that people say. So.
Right. No, I definitely understand that because once I got to Ohio, before I got to Ohio State, I was fucking committed to Team Up North. That's Michigan for y'all if y'all don't know. When I was committed to the Team Up North, and I flipped and went to Ohio State, nigga, I was getting hatred mail to the house, like hatred mail on social media. People was telling me like I was going to amount to shit. I wasn't going to amount to shit. I was going to be selling drugs. Like, I'm gonna probably sell crack to my sister, all type of shit. I'm like, what? Just because I flipped and went to Ohio State? And just because I flipped and went to Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? Like, you took your time out your day
to what?
Grown ass people.
17? And you was
17? 17, bro. Like, crazy. I'm just looking at it, so like, bro, what the hell? And of course, me, like, you know, what's crazy is because when I was getting it on social media, of course, I'm young, so not dealing with that ever. You know me, I'm snapping back. I'm talking shit to people. And Mike Vrabel, Mike Vrabel was who recruited me. At the time he was at Ohio State, he was recruiting me. He had hit me up like, yo, take that shit off, like delete that shit, like don't be responding and all that shit. He was telling me. And he's played and coached. So he got I think a couple Super Bowls and whatever, and he played at Ohio State and he coached at Ohio State. So he's seen everything, and people probably talk shit to him too. So that advice right there, it like showed me like, yeah, just chill. Like, so that was like my first actual like situation where I had to learn how to handle it. And I didn't handle it right, but obviously I like deleted it and learned as I went. But yeah, that shit is crazy. Like the more success you have, the more haters, and just leveling up. Like I said, I ain't even do anything. I felt like I just flipped schools. Like, but it's just like
and it's like the fact that you were young, like you was a kid. Like, and people
I'm like, bro.
And this is like grown-ups that have nothing to do with the program. They're just fans, probably.
Telling me I'm gonna sell crack to my sister is crazy.
Like, I don't even know you. But like right there, how like you even said like how like the coach hits you up and kind of like, you know, just trying to tell you to like take it down. Like, and just to say like we don't even have like the roadmap or the proper guidance for that, like to know stuff like that, like not to respond. So it's like a lot of the things that we're doing on the journey, you just got to learn. Like, so it's a lot of trial and error because it's like no roadmap. Yeah, so
especially where we from,
man. Like,
because it's like he told me that, but nobody else told me that.
Yeah, like nobody. And back where we from, people would have been like, "Bro, what?"
Egging it on, yeah.
They would have come with you, like, da-da-da. Like, man, going off.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. So, we talk about more haters, with more success. What do you think the hardest thing for you, as far as the success you've had, was to handle? Like, so basically adversity. Like, what was the hardest thing for you?
Was
not even adversity. Let me rephrase that, because I do want to touch on adversity as well. I want to know like what was the hardest thing for you to handle as far as like getting success, like as far as like you say, it was people hating on you that you wouldn't expect it from, like shit
Yeah.
like that. Like what was the hardest thing as far as that, like
I think
handling
that was probably the hardest
anything
thing
like
was
that?
to ignore it. And like, at first you'd be like, not even at first, like people say, man, I ignore people. No, I
Yeah.
like, especially me, I was 19. So, and I was in that stage of trying to figure out what was next and what I was going to do. So I was like, okay, boom, I found this and I was excited. I had planned for months before I even told. So it was like I studied and was doing all these different things. So to get that feedback, it was eating me up a little bit. It made me question it. And it was like, I
Yeah.
was like, man, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. So that was the thing, like just trying to block out the negativity. That was probably
Yeah.
hard. Cause like, and you could, again, people be like, man, I ignored haters. Now I can,
Yeah.
like now I learned like, bro, their opinions don't matter. But I think that
Yeah.
was probably the hardest thing, like to overcome was
Hell
to
yeah. Stepping
ignore that
into it
and block it
newly.
out. Cause it was coming from adults. Like
Yeah.
it was coming from adults, and then even like my homies. Like I think that's why too I stopped talking to a lot of people because I was a person like I kicked it and talked to a lot of people. So it was like, bro, like when you trying to like spread an idea to somebody and they like, man, what? Like no. And it was like some of my closest homeboys. I told him like he like
Yeah.
laughed about it. I'm like, bro, I'm here for real. And he like, bro, you shouldn't do that. Like you should just. I'm just like,
That was my
damn.
next
Like so
question.
that made me really, and that made me learn too. Don't speak on everything you do. Everything doesn't need to be spoken on. So, and that was hard too because it wasn't even like I was speaking on it like in a bragging way. It was just like I was excited because I had something to offer myself and like to think I could be able to spread
Thinking
that
that
with my
they was
people.
gonna be happy
I
for
couldn't.
you.
So like it was like damn. So, and I learned to keep a lot of information to myself. Sometimes too much, but I learned to keep information to myself. Like,
Yeah.
just do it.
Was it a specific person or group of people that hit the most? Like that hurt the most? They hated on you?
I think it wasn't even a specific person, to be honest. I think it was a lot at like one time, and it was like
being young, going through that.
and being young and with no guidance, no help, no male figure at the time because like the male figure that I did, he went to jail, so that was my uncle. So it was like I couldn't go to him and be like, man, like what do I do or how do I ignore this? And I can't go to my mom. I can, but again, like I was telling you a couple weeks ago, she's so like, what's the word? Like so soft on me. So she'd have been like, "Oh, it's okay. Like don't ignore it." Or her approach is, "Who said it?" She want to go off.
Yeah,
like,
she want to snap.
Yeah, so it's like, no, I don't need you to go off and snap because now it's not. At the end of the day, yeah, you might do that, but it's not helping them. They're still going to do it. I need to learn how to overcome it and figure it out. So that was the thing. It was just a build up. That's what I would say.
I feel you. So, as far as the hardest thing, I think for me was probably saying no. I think that was the hardest thing for me because, like I said, I dealt with the hater thing early. Being at Ohio State, people always on your ass. Shit, even Ohio State fans, they be on your ass if you ain't doing good and shit. And so I dealt with that early on. I think that was kind of easy for me. Saying no though, like even when I got to Ohio State, saying no to like people trying to come to games and shit. But when I got to the league, definitely like saying no. And it was crazy is like I had a talk with my grandpa, and he was it was like right before I got drafted, and he was like, I want to talk to you. And I'm like, all right, what's up? And he like, no, I want to talk to you in person. And I'm like, man, old people always want to talk in person.
Man.
They don't want to talk on the phone. So he's like, come over and I want to talk to you. I'm like, all right. So we had this long talk about just saying no. Like, you about to level up, you about to. And I'm like, I already know. You know how when you already know what's going on, you already think you just know. And even if you do know, but it's just like it hit different when it actually happens. Man. So I'm just like listening to him, just like, bro, all right, I get it. I already know. I ain't about to be letting people walk over me, blah, blah, blah. But then, like, once it hit, like, once that status hit, that money, you know what I'm saying? That shit was like, damn, like, I really gotta, like, cut off people, tell people no. Like, I want to help him, but it's just like, I can't because I created a couple monsters as far as, like, helping people too much. And they got comfortable with me giving them shit and shit. Even going out and kicking in and shit, like just people got comfortable. It's just like going out and I'm always paying for the sections and all that shit. It's just like I was cool with it because I just, I had a big heart. Like you said, like Chop, like I feel like I was the same way. I mean, I still am. I got a big heart and care, want to give people stuff and help. But it's just like you gotta find that fine line of like when to say no and like when to take care of yourself and like look out for yourself. Cause like that shit, I mean, I just wasted so much money. And then to think about it, like the way people would act is just like some people wouldn't even like look and look and act like they was gonna help to pay for the section or help
Yeah,
pay
like
for the
they just
bill at the restaurant or
already
something. You know what I'm
just
saying?
figured like, no, he got it.
Yeah, like it's just like, or people like, oh, I'll send you this or I'll send you that. Like I got some people that do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like the fact that people weren't even doing that. It's just like I should have been saying no. But
And
like I said to you, what you say?
No, I'm gonna let you finish.
Oh, well, I was about to say, like I said to you, like it is hating or it is like people like taking from you or like leeching. But sometimes people don't even know and they ain't even intentionally do it. Like
Yeah, and that's
my
true too.
brothers
Like
and
they might not
sisters or
know.
whatever, yeah, like family. I mean, some family is just cornballs, but like my brothers and sisters, I know for sure, like they would never try to take advantage of me or whatever. And it's just like they don't have that awareness because they ain't never been in a position I was in as well. So I got to understand that.
Understand.
But me knowing that is just like I got to put you in your place and let you know, like, so you don't do that shit and understand for next time or whatever. But like they don't intentionally try to take from you or hate on you or whatever. But sometimes you just got to let them know. And the real ones, they'll know, they'll understand. Like if you telling them the real, even if it hurt, they'll still be there. If not, then they weren't supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying?
And that's
What
what I
was you
was
about to
gonna
say?
ask you. Like, did you lose relationships like with that no? Like by giving
Man,
that no,
what?
like
I lost relationships with my grandpa. What's crazy is my grandpa, uh, when he had that talk with me, he was the first motherfucker to ask me for some money. And he asked me for some crazy shit. I'm just like, bro, what? I was just like, that's wild to me. And what's crazy is we ended up having to talk because we fell out for probably like damn near a year. And I still love him, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like I was cool on him. And it was the fact that he wasn't realizing. So that's what like is the worst part when you tell somebody something or you say something to somebody and they don't realize what they did and they don't think they was wrong or whatever. It's just like it was that. But then like we had a talk. I remember when I had went home, we just had a long talk and I told him and he apologized. You know what's crazy? We had a talk about it and he never apologized. It was just like he's just like, oh, I didn't know or whatever. And it was never really an apology. He never really accepted that he did it. So we ended up stopped talking again for a little bit. And then we had a real long talk and he understood it. And then he was like, man, I apologize. And that's when we got cool again. And like we talk again. But my grandma, my grandpa, or not my grandpa, my grandma, my dad's mom, his sister, and my dad, like I don't talk to any of them. Like it's crazy. And I talk to people in our family on their side more than them. But I don't talk to them at all. Cause my grandma, my aunt, she didn't really dog me, but my grandma, she dogged me on Facebook. I don't know if you seen that shit. Like 3
no,
years
I
ago.
remember like I didn't see it, but I remember like I heard
Yeah.
about it.
Man, she dogged me on Facebook. And I'm just like, bro, what? Like, why you first of all, why you on Facebook dogging me? Like you grown, we grown, you know what I'm saying? And then my aunt egging the shit on and shit. And it was just weird because it was like I got dogged because I don't fuck with my dad. And it was just like none of my siblings, my dad got 13, 14 kids, like 13 baby moms. It's just like none of my siblings fuck with him. Why are y'all coming at me on Facebook at one? But why are y'all coming at me and not everybody else? I'm not the only one that don't talk to him. But I knew why, because I'm the one that had the success. I'm the one that got the money. I'm the one that got the fame, whatever you want to call it. So it's just like, yeah, you gonna attack me. Yeah. And I was his first child and I'm supposed to, and they feel like I'm the one that's keeping everybody from talking to him and all this shit. But it's just like, no, I tell my little brothers all the time, if y'all want to talk to him, y'all want to have a relationship with him, y'all can do that. Because they'll come and ask me, like Millie used to ask me, Like, dad's calling. Do I have to talk to him? And I'm like, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can. I'm gonna tell him the truth because you be standing him up or whatever. And it's just like, and I told him, I'm like, bro, you need to have a relationship with my younger siblings so it don't turn out like my older ones. Because like me, Mariah, Jameer, all of them, we don't talk to you because of the shit that you used to do, and you doing the same shit to my little brothers. You want to stop while you ahead. And I tried to tell him that, and he just didn't do it. So it's just like, I don't have nothing else to talk to you about. There's no point in having a relationship with you. And what's crazy is, nigga, like, he lived like right by Angel's house at the time, and he wouldn't go see Millie. And Angel was like, you could walk. And he like, I ain't walking nowhere. I see like the messages shit. It's just like, bro, I would crawl to go see my son. It's just like, it was probably what, 2 mile, 3 mile walk. I would walk to go see my son if it was that important to me. But he's just saying like he wouldn't walk because he need a car. Boom, boom, boom. So I end up paying this man's court fees for child support stuff and all this shit so he could get his license. And he didn't get his license when I did that shit. So it's just like, you ain't really serious. And that was like my last straw. It was just like, I'm cool, bro. I literally paid my hard-earned money to help you to get your license, and you still didn't take advantage of whatever I did. So at that point, it was just like, fuck it. But then it's just like, I got dogged on Facebook for not fucking with him. And it's just like, why? But it was because success. So it's just like, success comes with a lot of bullshit. More money, more problems. I'm gonna keep saying that shit because that shit is real. But I feel like I was able to handle it. I mean, the shit hurt that I had to cut him off, but I got way more shit to attain to. I got my own family. I got kids now, so it's different now. It's different levels now. But I feel like that goes as far as adversity. I feel like that would definitely be one of the hardest things I had to handle with success, saying no and cutting people off. What you was about to say?
No, I was gonna ask, like, is there anything like within the journey like that you would change or anything like that? Like for your
as far as
not
like
as in like not what? Really just like as in like you know, just like maybe like different choices. And I don't even really want to say choices because like, you know, like they say like, and it's true, like trial and error does like help you learn, but like is there anything like you would have changed like with anything like in the journey of like, you know, just
on my journey?
And it could just be like with like football or like with college, just like locking in more maybe, or not saying like you weren't.
Oh
just,
man,
like,
shit. Early on, shit, when I was at Massillon, like I didn't lift. I didn't take like that part of football serious and like taking care of my body. And that's why I redshirted when I went to college. I wish I would have just took football more serious in high school. It was crazy because I told you I didn't get chosen as a captain because they said I didn't love football enough, which is still bullshit. Like I still should have been a captain. I got voted, but I mean it was low-key true. Like I didn't love football, and I wanted to quit my freshman year at Ohio State. Like I had a meeting with my coach and everything to not quit because I told my mom, I'm like, man, this shit crazy hard. Like I'm cool on this, but I ended up sticking it through. But as far as football, that definitely. And then I would have changed staying ready. So my sophomore year, I had prepared like every game, every week. Like I was gonna start and play, and I wasn't playing. And then I ended up like stopped preparing like that. And then we got to a big game, played Michigan State, and niggas told me like right before the game you start. And then I fucking had a bad game. Ever since then, I started preparing again like a starter. That would really be the only thing as far as football. Getting surgery in the league. My first surgery. I definitely would change that. That's probably the biggest thing I would change in my football career was not letting them perform surgery on me. I had a fractured tibia, stress fracture tibia in my tibia, and could have let it heal on its own, but being a first round draft pick, wanting to play, all the pressure on me, surgery is going to help me come back quicker, which it did, but rehab wasn't that good. I shouldn't have got a rod in my leg because once you put a rod in your leg, they go through my knee to put the rod in my leg, and you cutting through all this other shit that's perfectly fine. So it's just like I start messing up other stuff. I definitely wouldn't have did that. I should have let that heal on its own. That's the biggest thing as far as football. As far as personal, I think just I would say not no, I can't even really say it like I mean just the girl that claimed rape on me. Like I shouldn't have even been in a situation. I shouldn't even have been around her. But I mean it is what it is. It happened. And I went through that shit like but I think part of that is I think how should I say it? Like I had a responsibility in that. Like it should have never went as far as a rape case. But I'll take responsibility for choosing to be with her that night, just even being around her. But as far as personal, I think that'd be the only thing, and wasting money on other motherfuckers. That's it. What about you?
High school me. Only thing I think I would change, nothing like with the losses or like the trial or anything like that. I think I would change how I acted towards a lot of things. I think I was ignorant to a lot of situations.
Yeah.
But then again, I feel like, and not saying it in a good way, but I feel like being ignorant humbled me when I and it humbled me because like I thought, like I knew everything. I thought I had everything figured out, and then once like life hit me, it was like, yeah, like ass don't like you still need to learn. So I think I would change that. I think I would take learning more serious. Like now that I realize how important like gaining knowledge is and repetition too.
Oh yeah.
Not repetition, reputation. I think that I wouldn't have built, and I don't want to say I didn't really gain no bad relationships like with people, but I felt like I put the wrong impression on people. So I feel like now I'm kind of like, and I'm
you talking about like the shit from school, like when you said you was like the class clown and shit.
Yeah, like class clown, like doing that because it's like how I preach it so much now, and I realized like how like that shit was like useless, like it held no purpose. And like we was talking the other day, like in the garage, like I used to be the class clown, like kicking it, being childish, being funny, and it was like homies was leaving to go on field trips when I was younger, and it'd be like, damn, y'all leave it, like we was all acting, and it's like, nah, only your ass was acting up.
Right, go, they was just laughing.
Man, they was just laughing, so now they get to go, and it was like, damn, like trying to be funny and trying to like grab the attention, it messed me up. So I think that, but I think now though, I think that's why like I'm venturing off into like being a mentor and speaking to kids more about different things because it's like I experienced it. I know why you doing this. I know why you doing that. So it's like I can tell them like don't do that. Like don't be perfect. I mean not don't be perfect. Like don't be in the school fucking off. Like focus, lock in. So it's like I'm glad that I kind of went through that because now I can kind of like give the game and like kind of put other kids in the head on different things. So I think just that.
Just as far as since you said that, like talking about things you would change, like old habits and new habits, is there any old habits that you still have that you're trying to get rid of?
I think the biggest thing is like procrastination. And it's not as bad how it used to be. But man, like procrastination, like I push to the side the little shit. And it's like I focus on like the big things or like what's important to me at the moment. But it would be like I go train. But it's like, nah, you don't need to be training, you need to be like doing schoolwork. So it's like I push the schoolwork to the back burner and I procrastinate on that. So just procrastination is like something that I still like struggle with to this day. But I think that's like the only like. Of course, I probably still got.
I think that's my big one. That's definitely my big one. And I can't remember where I heard it, but I just remember somebody talking to either when I was on a team or just talking to me or something. But I just remember like them saying procrastination for athletes is like the biggest thing because like we perform well under pressure, so we put more pressure on ourselves to do it last minute. Because we thrive under pressure. We're so used to playing in games and like going against competition. So you thrive against pressure. You procrastinating because you're so used to being in that environment of doing it when the pressure is on. Because you got to get it done. You got to get it done when there's pressure on. But once it's not there, it's like you just chill. So I think that's definitely the biggest thing for me too.
Damn, that is crazy. Procrastination. That is true. When you feel that pressure, anything,
It's
it's
just
like,
like,
all right,
yeah,
cool.
you
Let me
gonna get that. Like, I'm gonna get on my
no,
shit. But it's just like,
man, that
if
shit
it's
is
due
crazy.
Friday and it's Monday, I'm like, I can
You
do it
like,
tomorrow.
like,
I can do it tomorrow. Thursday night. Oh
man,
shit, you up till
it's
3 a.m.
man, and it's like, and then when you finally get it done, you like, oh, but it's like, bruh, I could have did a
I could
piece
have
on
did it.
Monday, a piece on Tuesday, a piece on that. Like I wouldn't even have to do all this. Like now I'm
Man,
frustrated, I'm pissed, and all this. So it's like it didn't
could have
even
been
need all
even
that.
better than what you did. Put that pressure on yourself. Shit is crazy. Uh, but yeah, that's definitely the big habit. I feel like I forget who said that shit, but that shit was like spot on as far as procrastination. Um, but with that being said, it's just like doing that it comes with discipline. Like I feel like staying disciplined is a hard ass thing. Uh, but that's like the biggest thing to be successful is like staying disciplined. I feel like the thing with me as far as discipline is like I think about motivation. I think that's what helps me with discipline. Like when I don't want to do something, obviously discipline is doing shit when you don't feel like doing it and like staying consistent when you're trying so hard to reach a goal and you just don't feel like doing something or you forget to do something. I feel like motivation is probably the biggest key as far as that. Finding a way to be motivated. That's the hard part, but that's the biggest thing. Like, and I feel like it's low key easier for me because I got kids. Like, anytime I'm in a workout or I don't feel like working out, like I'll be laying down in the garage on the yoga mat, like rolling out, and then I'll just lay there and like, man, I don't feel like working out. And then I'll just think of Silas or Braylon or Bryson or shit, even my little brothers. I just like, all right, I gotta do it. I gotta work out because I'd be on their ass if they didn't want to do it. So,
Yeah.
and then you probably feel like that with your kids, or like you probably think of them. Do you think of them? Like, what do you think? What's your motivation like when you don't want to do something?
I think my aunt's kids, Leland and Riley,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like
yeah.
the main two, cause like without having like being an only child and not having like nieces and nephews, um, I think like those were like the Leland first, cause we lived together with my aunt, so like that was
Yeah.
like him. So and then like like without them always having the proper guidance and like the right person to lead them as a man wise, it's like I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's like my duty to make sure
Yeah.
like I'm like succeeding so they can see success. So
Mm-hmm.
them and with the players as well too. Like the players really like, especially like when it comes to like the fitness part of like working out, running anything, because it's like and they're all visual learners. So it's like I always gotta like stay on my grind and like stay working because it'd be like, damn, I ain't gonna work out today. But it'd be like, nah, like I gotta stay working out because it's like one, I'm preaching this to them, and it's like two, like when I was back home, I was always like doing stuff with them. If I'd be like, all right,
Yeah.
I need you to go run, and he ain't motivated, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna run with you. So it's like, okay, I gotta make sure, I'm staying on my
Yeah.
shit in order to be like, okay, you gotta do this, okay, you gotta be strong, you gotta do this. So I say, Leland and Riley are like the main two things that kind of like keep me motivated, and then the players as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That motivation, that should be a hard thing to make you keep going. But if you don't have motivation, I don't understand how you even keep going because that shit would be hard as hell. But that shit definitely helps me stay disciplined. Do you feel like there's something right now that you are real good with, like discipline wise, and something that you aren't good with? You have like one thing for each.
I think right now I got better with like my routine. So
Yeah.
and when I say my routine of just like, just being more productive. So like I say like
Mm-hmm.
I'm more disciplined with just having like a productive day. Cause
Yeah.
like back home, like I would feel like if I went and trained and like did a workout, that was cool. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's like out here, it's like, okay, I gotta do I'm back in school and that school started back up. So it's like I gotta be able to manage and have that routine. So like I got to be able to plan out for schoolwork. I got to be able to plan out for training and stuff. I got to be able to plan out for the clothing stuff, and then
Mm-hmm.
just checking up on the players. So it's like I think I got better at being like more disciplined, um, just like with my schedule and being more productive. I kind of got off track a
Yeah.
little bit of what you asked, but like I just think I got more discipline with just being productive and just kind of like
Mhm.
staying in that routine. But I
Yeah.
think other like personal though, it's just being consistent with like the diet. And it's like I
Yeah.
think that with me knowing like I don't fully have to do it because it's like no, I'm not really losing nothing if I don't, but it's like
Right.
I want to do it for my personal like growth of just having discipline of just like not eating fast food and just kind of getting my body where I really want it because I feel like I could live forever. But it'd be like the
Yeah.
diet, I'd be like, I ain't gotta eat healthy because I worked out. But like now I want to be
Yeah.
able to put all the pieces together. So then now I can be able to teach and show that. So now I can be able to do another piece if I want to do something like with the training time.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Definitely. Yeah, discipline is a hard thing, especially when you want to do something for yourself. I feel like it's low key
Yeah.
harder because when you want to do stuff for other people, it's like you'll work your hardest to get it done. You'll stay disciplined. You'll make sure you do whatever you can to get it done. And it's just like, I mean, something for yourself like that's major. I feel like of course you'll try to stay disciplined, but like you said, like eating or shit, even myself with eating, it's just like, oh, I said I want to go 30 days without eating like candy or something. And it's just like day 20, you just see something at the gas station and you're like, oh, I'll just get it. And you're just not really thinking about it because it's like, it ain't that big. And it's just like,
And that shit
it's
just
like,
throws
damn,
you
that's
off.
for
Man.
yourself.
That shit
Like, it
be
should be that big.
just living out. That shit be
The
hard.
food.
It'd be funny too, because like your mama send me a restaurant, and I'd be like, she be like, "Oh, you eating clean?" I'd be like,
Try to make you
"That
feel
dude,
bad.
like, nah, I can't do that." Like,
Jaquan, the main one. That dude be sending me a hell of restaurants.
man,
Like, this
Quan.
dude.
Is that what you said? The
Yeah,
computer had went
Quan.
mute. Did you say Quan?
Yeah.
Bro, Quan don't be no help either, bro. And that's like me and Quan be like, "Bro, we about to choose. We about to do this." Bro, I was cooking the one day in the kitchen. Quan came in the kitchen like, "Shit, I'm about to go to Dairy Queen. You want some?" Bro, like I'm about to start eating clean again, and I'm like, "No, I'm cool." He like, "Shit, I'm about to leave in like 10 minutes. Just let me know." I'm like, "No, I'm cool." He's walking out the door. He like, "Just text me if you want some." I'm like, "Bro, this shit." And mind you, he had just got whatever week was. He just got done focus. So I was like, "Do he even realize he keep asking me or what?"
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, he is funny, man."
That is funny as fuck. Yeah. Well, I mean, but
Yeah.
you, in that instance, so like that brings up another point that I was thinking about. In that instance, do you think about like how you didn't like fall victim to it? Like, do you
Yeah,
celebrate
like,
that as far as like being
and that's the
happy
thing
that you
too. I
didn't?
learned too. Like, I don't realize like that's good. Like that deserves like a little celebration of not really a celebration, but just be like, that's good. Like you're growing
Yeah.
with the discipline. Like you're staying disciplined. And I don't be realizing
Mm.
that. I think sometimes I be forgetting to kind of like celebrate the wins that I do have,
Yeah.
with just in life in general. Like because I feel like I be like behind, and not behind as in the world and what the world has going on, just my own expectations.
Yeah.
So,
No, definitely. I be feeling that. I had a what was that? Today is Wednesday. That was Saturday. No, that was Monday. I think it was Monday or Sunday. I had ran. Actually, I think it was Friday. I had ran at the field and I had like a good run. I had did like some DB stuff. Remember I told you I did the change of direction and all that shit?
yeah.
Yeah, that day. So I had did all that and I was just like geeked. Like I was real happy and I didn't have any pain and I was just like just super geeked. And I prayed when I got home. And when I prayed, I was just like, man, I need to start appreciating these little wins more. And I had posted something about it. Cause like I was so used to being an athlete, an elite athlete and doing all those movements just second nature. Like it was just easy to me. Like
Yeah.
running a sprint, backpedaling, cutting, like that shit is my everyday job. Like that shit is easy. Like so doing that and being so used to doing that, it was just like me rehabbing these past 2 years and getting to those days where I don't have pain or doing it. It's like I wasn't satisfied. So I just wasn't like as happy as I should have been, or more so appreciative of doing that again, because I was so used to doing this. It's like I've been doing that, so like I want to get to the next step. I want to be able to run and do it a couple days in a row. I want to be able to practice. I want to be able to play. So I got to that point where I was just like, after that day, I'm like, man, I need to like celebrate those more. And as I've been doing that, like I feel like I've been getting more days and stacking more days. Like I ran today.
Yeah.
I did the gassers and conditioning shit, but I did it without any pain. So it's just like I think I need to start appreciating those little wins more. And like you said, celebrating it. It is a celebration. And I'm not saying you got to go do something for it, but it's a celebration in your head and mentally and in your heart and your soul. Like that I'm accomplishing this and I'm doing this, even if I've done it before. Like it's good to get back to doing it because it's still progress. Like because if you were doing something before and you stop doing it and you do it again, that's progress. Like even though you've done it before, it's still progress. So appreciating the little progress, being a 1%er, like that's definitely the thing. But also not being satisfied as well. Like I feel like we think the same as far as like you say, your expectations. Like when you do something, you accomplish a goal, you you happy, but you're not satisfied because you want to keep going. And I was at Ohio State, and Coach Meyer, he would always tell us that like make sure you celebrate the shit out of your wins, like, but get back to work the next day. Like celebrate it when it's over. It's over. You get back to work. So he always told us that. Like he said after every game we won, like celebrate the shit out of it. Tomorrow we come back to work. Like go get our next one. So it's like make sure you appreciate. He always kept us appreciative of the wins and like the blessings that we have, but not being satisfied as well. Like wanting more. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm definitely that way.
Too, though. Like to like enjoy it, but get right back to work so you can stack up another one. So yeah.
Because if you don't enjoy it for real, you ain't really appreciative of it, and it's just like you gotta show that appreciation. You have to, because you ain't gonna get it again if you don't. Like that's
true too. Like man, like that's one thing I learned.
Or
too,
when it's
like,
gone,
appreciate it because it's like I didn't know like, bro. I have like with the training, I have like something going like a bunch of kids, and they'd be like, "Damn, like, okay, this is good. I hit my goal," and it'd be like, "All right." And then when I would lose it, I'd be like, "Damn," but I'd never really appreciated it because it would be like, "This is a milestone." Like, bro, you used to have 2 kids, like now you train the whole damn team. Like, this is good. Like, celebrate this. Like, but I think it's just a thing of, I don't really know the word, but it's of course like you know, not being satisfied. But I think too, like where we come from, like you can't really celebrate wins because people look at it as like, oh, are you bragging or this, that, and the third. But it's like it looks like people always like, oh, he bragging, da, 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 he think he better than everybody else, and it's like, no, I'm just happy for what I got. So that's why, like, bro, I would accomplish something and I wouldn't post it. Like when I got a job at Akron, like I didn't like post it, and it was like I actually did post it, but I deleted it because it was like I didn't want. Honestly, one thing was I didn't want negative feedback, and then I didn't want to look like I was trying to say I was better than somebody or something like that. And that sounds crazy, but it was like I just didn't want to think that. And 2, I didn't want that negative feedback, but it was like, no, you need to post that. Like social media, this is business. Like you have to post and show like, yo, this is like showing your worth. This is like showing your steps of success. So,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I felt that way as far as because I never really posted like that. Like I'll post some stories, but like when I would post like shoes or my cars or anything, and it's just like that's what I enjoy. So I'm gonna post it. Like it's my page.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if you feel envious. I don't care if you feel like I'm showing off whatever. Like I'm just posting it because I enjoy it. I earned it. I deserve to post it. If you feel some type of way about it, like that's on you. I ain't really tripping about it. Yeah. And it's just like I would never brag or say I'm better than anybody. Like you be the first to know that I'm humble as shit. I just post with the shit I earned. Like if I like a car, if I like a pair of shoes, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna post it because I feel like I earned it. I earned the right to post that shit. It's my page anyway. You came here to look at it, so like, what the fuck is you
Man,
mad for?
I must motivate you, like, bruh, like,
Yeah, go get your own shit so we can post it together. Because I have no problem with
exactly.
people posting their shit. Like, I like it.
You
I like
put,
seeing
man,
people
you
do
put
good.
energy in hating on me, and you be putting that energy on your success.
Exactly, bro. So like, I feel like that definitely is just like something that you just gotta do it. Like, don't be worrying about what other people saying. My fucking camera is going blurry. Piss me off. But yeah, don't worry about what other people be saying as far as like posting your accolades, bro, because you deserve that shit. You definitely earned that shit. So keep posting that shit. Make them niggas mad for sure. I feel like we touched base on a good amount of topics within success. I feel like we touched on the product of environment in the video, the last video, and we transitioned to success in this video. Do you feel like, as far as the environment you were in Ohio, Stark County, do you feel like you've overcome an environment, or do you feel like it was just like it was not supposed to happen? I should say, how do I ask it? Like, do you feel like you overcame a hard environment, or do you feel like
Yeah,
it wasn't really that hard?
I think I did, because like I remember talking to like your mom in like, I want to say like January, and I was just telling her like, yeah, this is it. Like, I can't be. It was right after actually, yeah, it was right after I had just came out here. Remember, we did the camp
Yeah.
out here. It
Mm-hmm.
was like right after there, and it was just like, I can't do it no more. And it was like, it's so negative here, and like I can't grow. And I had told her on the phone, like, I feel like I'm hitting my peak. I feel like I can't really be creative with my visions and really put my visions into effect. And so it was like, I gotta go. I gotta leave. And it's so funny because you could talk to anybody back home and they'd be like, bro, this is a negative ass city. Like,
Yeah.
you can't fully grow, but like, and you can't also too, you can't let the negative shit and the shit going on affect you, because if you do and you be like, man, this is so negative, it's depressing, this, that, and the third, that shit you start putting that shit in your head and then start fucking with you. So I was just trying to always stay positive within the days, but I will say I did like overcome it, like leave a negative environment, and not everybody
Yeah.
was negative too. So let me just say that. So like, if somebody watching, they be like, damn, everybody's not negative. There are like, there are the ones who like are positive, but like, I mean, shit, anybody will tell you, like, they'll say like, bro, it's a negative city. Like, nobody wants to see nobody succeed. Like, so I think I did it. I overcame, and I'm glad like I was able to be able to leave. I'm actually blessed.
Yeah.
But I think the only
Do you
thing
attribute that as success?
I think it's, yeah, I say it's a step. Like, yeah, I will attribute to success, because I feel like moving out of town and like moving to Texas was a goal, especially
Yeah.
with me living in Dallas a little bit. It was a goal, like, to get back out to Texas. I feel like it's part of my success, because like now I could be able to expand and grow myself and like grow my businesses. So yeah.
That's dope. I'm glad that you think that, because I was about to say, if you didn't, nigga, I was gonna tell you, like, nigga, you should. It is. Yeah, making it out of there, bro, is definitely a successful thing to do, because that shit is rough. Like you said, is a whole bunch of simple-minded negativity back home. Yeah, no standards, and it's just like, it's cool. Like, not saying it's. I mean, it ain't cool for us. I know it ain't cool for me. To be average, or to be just normal or ordinary, but it's cool to be like that if you want to be like that. Like, if you cool with that, it's cool. It's your preference. It's your view on it. But that just wasn't for me. Like, and I always tell people, like, I would live in Ohio, but if I did, I would live in Columbus. I wouldn't live in Stark County. There's just not enough opportunity or resources and just people that are like-minded. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's more opportunity, more growth in Columbus. Obviously, it's a bigger city, but I just feel like I would never live in Stark County, but I always rep it. Like I always rep where I'm from.
Yeah, like I
But
love
it's just
home.
like, yeah. But it's just like it ain't for me to be staying
Can't
there.
be there.
That's why I'm always there 2
Love it,
days
but I can't.
minimum. 2 days
And it was,
minimum, and I'm out.
man. And I remember in June when you had the camp back home.
Yeah.
I had just been out here for a month, and I was messing with my mom. I'm like, and I was telling my mom and Chop, I'm like, man, I gotta be out here for a week. They're like, man, stop that. Don't be acting like that. It was like once like you get a taste of like living somewhere else and being somewhere else, it's like bro, it's different.
Yeah.
But, man,
My camera back.
man,
Yeah,
you was
but
out there messing with it for a minute.
man, it's just annoying. But yeah, no, I definitely shit. Even when I was there for the camp, that was what 5 days. That was the longest I've been there. And what's crazy is I was doing my rehab at Exos. I got to running and everything, and went to Ohio. Those 5 days I didn't work out one time. I was just like, what the fuck? And then I came back and I was hurt, low key, again when I got back to Houston. And it was just like I can't blame going back home on that, but it's just like, man, when I got there, I just wasn't thinking and like on my shit the way I was when I am here. And it's just like that's low key some product of environment shit. Like I wasn't trying to do
not
shit.
even knowing.
Yeah, I was drinking, I was kicking it. Even I didn't even go out. I didn't go out once, but it's like I was drinking, kicking it at the crib, like with family and friends, whatever. But when I got back, it's just like my mindset, I was just like, I gotta get on my shit, got on my shit. And that's when we did the hill workout. I was on it.
Man, that
doing that shit good as fuck. But right after that, fucked up. Because I wasn't doing shit. Came right back into a hard workout. Boom, hurt again.
Man,
So that shit fucked me up.
Too.
Man, I was moving. Felt good. That next day, I was like, oh, not it. Yeah, but I feel like definitely making out of there, we definitely are successful. And like you said, we both keep looking for ways to get better and get more success because we never satisfied. But definitely need to celebrate those wins. And to everybody out there, always celebrate your wins, no matter how little it is. And not saying celebrate like go kick it, go out, go do this, gotta do something, gotta buy something, gotta pay for something. Just celebrate it mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like just tell yourself. Self-talk is it's a good thing. Like
man,
I always talk to myself.
Man, it's so funny because I used to be like, I thought it was weird, but like, bro, like I was telling you, I evaluate myself all the time. I'd be like, I'd not do some shit, and I'd be like, well, damn, like if you would have did this, that, and the third, if you would have did this, like, bro, I talk to myself all the time.
Hell
like,
yeah!
It ain't even. It might be words coming out. It just might be just
in your head.
Thinking, like,
yeah, always. So yeah, celebrate that shit internally, even if you don't want to externally, and even if you got somebody or people around, like celebrate it with them. Like I learned that as well. Like I be talking to Anna about like just little, like when I have a good day, like I'll text her, she at work, or if I come home, like man, it was a good day. Like I ran with no pain. It just feel good to like express that and have somebody that just there to listen and like celebrate with you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but more than anything, like with myself is the first person I celebrate with, me and God. So like, and I prayed after I had that good day too. And that shit, it feels good to celebrate it. Cause then you want to do more. Honestly, I feel like when you do celebrate it internally or mentally, like you want more. Cause like who doesn't want to get more success? Who doesn't? Like it's like I said, yeah, it make you happy. Like that's why I said the definition of success is just happiness. It doesn't matter what it is. It makes you happy and it makes you want to do more. So definitely keep that. Tune in to the next episode. Make sure y'all give us comments and feedback, man. We really encourage the feedback in the comments, man. Like we want to have discussions. We want to have honesty. We want to have different views. That's why we call it Different Views Podcast. We want to have everybody's view. Everybody's view is appreciated and welcome. We want to understand it, even if we can't like comprehend or agree. Like we just want to understand and hear different views, and let us know like topics y'all want to hear too as well. Like we definitely want to intrigue or engage with the audience and engage with our followers and our community. We appreciate y'all.